Hello everyone, and welcome to the Highland Gamescast, episode 69. I'm Chublima. Today we're going to be discussing some exciting news.
This news comes from GoNintendo.com. Switch Online NES app Datamine. There's mention of 22 different SNES games found. So it goes, for a while now, people have been saying that they want a traditional virtual console service on the Switch. Nintendo has said that their Switch Online NES app is the way things will be handled when it comes to classic content. The service isn't a bad idea by any means, but the trickle feed of games that the NES-only titles are what's rubbing people the wrong way. The thing is, it looks like that might be changing in the near future. A data miner named Kapu has been, I don't know if it's Kapu or if that's how the vowels go, but has been sniffing around the Switch NES Online app, and he noticed something very interesting. Tucked deep inside the data was mention of 22 different SNES games. The lineup includes Super Mario Kart, Super Soccer, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Demon's Crest, Yoshi's Island, Stunt Race SFX, Kirby's Dream Course, Poppin' Twinbee, Star Fox, Contra, Kirby's Superstar, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero, Star Fox 2, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, Super Mario All-Stars, and Breath of Fire 2. Interestingly, Star Fox 2 was originally the SNES Classic Edition exclusive, so that might be coming to the Switch Online service as well. But yes, this is really exciting news because the Switch, in my opinion, is a perfect way to play Super Nintendo games because it has all the right buttons in all the right places.
All the right buttons.
Perfect.
Well, it does, because if you play when N64 games, for example, are ported to Wii U or on the GameCube collector's discs and things like that, there's a sort of a disconnect for me because those games were not designed for that controller, and so the buttons have to be remapped, and that doesn't have to be the case with the Switch because it's got the exact same button layout as the Super Nintendo. So I also just really love the Super Nintendo and its games. So same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there was
further thoughts, friends.
Did you get the second part of that story?
The other part, okay, yes.
About the other emulators.
Yes. Part B, data miners. Also, this is also from GoNintendo.com. There's mention of 4 separate emulators in the Switch Online NES app. So, a data miner called Oatmeal Dome, has been snooping around inside the Switch's Online NES app and has led to the discovery of something very interesting. In the source code, the app makes mention of 4 different emulators. Those emulators are Kachi Kachi, which is actually the emulator for the NES Classic Edition. Canoe, which is the SNES Classic Edition, which is behind me here. And
show off.
there's 2 more, Yoko and Count. So we don't actually know what those other 2 emulators are for yet. My personal theory is that it's a Game Boy Color, which would basically double as Game Boy and Game Boy Color games and Game Boy Advance. But that's just speculation on my part. But the article says the Switch Online NES app plays NES games in almost the exact way that the NES Classic does, which makes it no surprise to see the same emulator being used for the app. Following that, it's not too surprising to see the SNES Classic emulator new mentioned here, as a big list of SNES games were just discovered in the app by data miners earlier. As for Hiyoko and Count, the only thing we know is that they're emulator names / code names. Now, what platforms they emulate remains to be unseen.
Sorry, I was shaking my desk because of an earthquake. I was just wondering, wasn't this desk more sturdy before? Why does it shake so easily? Was it? Anyways.
Yeah, I think this is really awesome because for me, what the most exciting thing is just getting A Link to the Past on the Switch. But I hope they fix the way that it emulates the games to where it doesn't have that bar at the bottom, and you can just have it full screen. Do you know what I'm talking about? like at the bottom when you're playing the NES games, there's just like I don't even know what it is. There's like a random bar that has the buttons and stuff to tell you what to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just like the controls on it.
Yeah.
Is that on the Switch NES? Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they could even just have a way to toggle it off, you know.
Yeah, it's all Daniel's fault.
It is. That's correct.
I'm really excited about this. I hope that there are a couple of other games that they would add for the SNES because I know that's like a speculated like Earthbound. I could do with some Knights of Round. I'm happy that Contra's on there because Contra is my jam. Also just some like really weird ones.
You call me a gaming masochist.
What?
Contra is so hard.
It is so hard, but I love it. It's so much fun to play with people because they get so frustrated, and like I've played so much of it that I can get pretty decently like far. What else would I want to say?
That mystical ninja game, is that anything like the one for Nintendo 64? Like, is that a prequel to it, or am I getting titles
the one for
mixed
N64
up?
is like totally different. Well, actually, no, they're pretty similar.
Are they related? Like, is it an actual prequel, or is it just similar names?
So I didn't actually play Mystical Ninja for Super Nintendo. I only played it.
You were like really cutting out. I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's okay. I didn't play it for Super Nintendo at all. I only played it for N64, so I can't tell you. I don't know anything about anything that came before the one for N64.
Oh, well.
I know nothing.
Huh. No, nor do I.
It's like that weird game that I rented from Blockbuster when I was really young, and I never looked into anything about it after that.
Nice.
So, Ilya, we haven't heard from you on the matter.
Yes. I mean, I don't have much to say, because I do have the online thing. I played, I think, 5 minutes of Zelda 1, and then I had to go somewhere, so I should go back to it. But I had, like, the easy version, so I felt weird. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no, I want to do it the real way. Not that there's anything wrong with doing it the easier way. But anyway, as far as, like, games that I would want, I don't really know NES games, but as far as SNES, I want Mario Paint.
Mario Paint, yeah. What do you do
I
about the
don't know
mouse?
why.
What do you do about the mouse? Is it just
Touchscreen, maybe?
Substitute? Maybe touch.
It'd be interesting if, like, maybe the mouse part of it was like you have to be playing on a screen, and so you use your finger as the mouse and you're using the touchpad, like the touch screen part of your Switch. Like if you had your Switch in handheld mode. Wait, you can't do that. That literally made no sense.
That's not a
I'm sorry.
That's you're thinking of the.
I know I am. Okay, maybe it's something you can only do in handheld mode.
Maybe, but like there are
Because,
games
like,
already.
the fly swatting.
Yeah.
But you could probably do that with the joysticks. I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much to say on the matter. Because I had a Super Nintendo, and then I went through this weird phase of like, no one I know really plays video games. I don't really play my Super Nintendo. I don't think I'm going to be into this, and I sold it. I would be more upset if I had A Link to the Past and sold it, but I didn't have that game, so I feel a little okay. But there were a lot of games, so I'm really annoyed with myself about that. But I played Mario Paint more than anything. And also, it would be a chance to get A Link Pass. I want A Link to the Past.
Ooh, also Yoshi's Tetris was really fun.
Ooh.
And Lord of the Rings was fun. And Prince of Persia and Claymates. I can go on forever. The SNES is like a console that I played a lot of. I don't know why. It was just like that one that for whatever reason, like I think it's because I was always hooked up. My parents loved playing Super Mario. And
Fair.
so
Yeah, oh, I played some of those. And the old Mario Kart for that one too.
Yeah, exactly. Also, they had a really good Simpsons too.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
I never played a
Interesting.
Simpsons game on the NES or SNES, but I realized Donkey Kong Country, the whole trilogy, is not on this list as well.
Oh,
interesting.
I wonder
alright.
if there's any licensing issue, but they had it. Pretty sure it's on the Classic Edition.
So
I kind of want to double check.
I think what that is just like they have the initial release of the games, and then the same way that we're getting Zelda 2 this upcoming month for the NES, I think some of the other games will just slowly trickle out.
It does have Donkey Kong Country, so I don't know why it's not on the list.
You were gone while I was explaining it, but I think it's like how we're getting Zelda 2 this month or next month.
So it'll be in that sort of a later rollout, you think?
Yeah. And then like Super Mario RPG or whatever. But since we were on the subject of Super Nintendos, this was a Christmas present from my mom last year.
She has good taste.
Yes, good choice.
It didn't have any games with it, just like 2 controllers. One was like an off-brand weird controller, and then all the cables and stuff. But the cool thing about this is, you know how they had like the fire retardant stuff that they put on the plastic, and over time, depending on how much fire retardant stuff they put on the plastic, is what caused it to get yellow and look all ugly and stuff. So that's why the plastic like changes colors. But if you look at this one, it has not changed any color.
Yeah, it looks pretty fresh.
Yeah. And there's a price tag here. So guess how much this was?
$150.
Well, I don't know.
$40.
Remember, it's like not brown or ugly looking at all. And it had 2 controllers, all the cables.
But no games.
Yeah. No games.
$15. 15 American dollars.
Let's see if this comes up.
No,
It's not clearing up.
It looks like it says $420.
$4.
Yeah, it looks like it says 400 something.
Wait, there it was.
Is it $4?
$4.99.
$5.
500? $5.
5.
There's no decimal point, so I don't know.
My mom.
Oh my gosh.
My mom spent $5 on my Christmas present.
Does it work though?
Yeah. I just don't have games.
Put it out. How do you know it works?
Well, I mean, with the Super Nintendo, it's either going to be cheap like that, or it's going to be like $100.
Well, like
so
it came
why
with...
wouldn't you go?
Okay, so there was a used game store a long time ago, and I had like some old cables for the original NES, and it was just the one that plugs into the back that like you have to screw onto the TV, the RF adapter, I think's what it was called, and I got like $10 just for that one cable, trading it in.
Wow.
Because apparently they're so rare because everyone just threw them out or like got the red, yellow, white cable or whatever. But that cable, for some reason, they were given like a lot of money, and I just had like a box of old stuff for like old consoles and cables and controllers, so that was really cool. But yeah, $5 for that. It was really
impressive.
Cool. Yeah, it still has the sticker on it, and then like just the SNES controller alone, you could probably like sell that for $5 or $10.
So
easily.
I have 2, but I don't have a console. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll take
that.
one.
Is odd.
But yeah, going back to it, I think Donkey Kong is just one of the games that they'll release later on. Like, was Super Metroid on there?
You would hope so.
Better release Earthbound.
Yeah, but was Super Metroid on the list?
Super Metroid is, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, I noticed.
Is there any games that any of you guys want on there? Before we move on to the next one?
I basically listed like 20 games, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, I had my one Mario Paint.
Mario Paint.
Yeah. My big Donkey Kong, Earthbound, those are the big ones for me.
Yeah,
that aren't already
Earthbound.
on there.
I would like to see. Oh, I don't want to mess up the name. Oh geez. It was like Illusion of Gaia, I think, is the name of it.
Yes, that is the name of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Secret of Mana.
I used to call it Legend of Gaia, but it was Illusion of Gaia. It was really cool. I still have dreams about that game. And I played it like 20 years ago.
Wow. Damn.
Yes, Illusion of Gaia is correct. Yeah, no, that would if they had that, Secret of Mana and Illusion of Gaia, I think are both pretty big classics for the Super Nintendo.
So the Mana game would be really cool because it's like one of the few 3-player SNES games. Like you have to have like a weird adapter to play 3 players, but all of the games are supposed to be online multiplayer. So if that did come out, then you'd be able to do that. And it also makes me wish we had Zelda 3 because it was going to be like 3-player multiplayer as well.
Oh yeah.
So like that would have been cool. But then we got
if they added it
Triforce
to the
Heroes.
list,
So
it would be a great opportunity for me to actually get around to playing Chrono Trigger. Because a lot of people tell me that that is a really good game, but then I'm really have a huge backlog of games that I haven't played, and I just play Zelda over and over again instead of getting to those.
yeah.
That's cute.
Everybody in
same
the
game forever.
everybody in the chat, let us know what games you would like to see on there. And going to the second thing was they found 4 emulators on there. One being the NES emulator, the second being the SNES emulator. So there would be a third and fourth mystery emulator. So what do you guys think that would be? I think the obvious choice would be, I don't know if they would have separate ones for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. They could, but I don't know why they would do that. Or it could just be like a Game Boy Advance that could play Game Boy Advanced and Game Boy, and then they could have N64. So
I really would love N64 personally.
But
The Game Boy Advance would be awesome too, because technically, yeah, the Game Boy Advance could play at least the first one, not N64, Game Boy games. So that would be awesome, and that would add quite a few Zelda games, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a couple, right?
Yeah. Like the Oracle games, Link's Awakening, Minish Cap, like the
That's
Four
what I
Swords. There's
Four Swords.
A Link to the Past, updated Link to the Past.
Yeah.
That came with
so,
4 Swords.
It would bring a lot of Zelda.
Ooh, and that would have been
A lot of
multiplayer
Zelda
too.
I haven't played.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 4 Swords, so multiplayer on the Switch
Yeah.
makes it a lot easier.
Instead of having to
that would
have
be-
like cables attached to everyone.
Oh my gosh.
easier.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, no, I would. That would be really cool.
And
think the Game
Pokemon
Boy
games
Advance
too.
later.
Old Pokemon games.
Yeah.
I still have my Game Boy. Actually, I think I have
Me
two.
too.
But I don't have. I never had a Game Boy Advance. So it was like the one that I missed out on, and so I haven't played anything that ever happened on there. So
Nice.
I have like
I
a
also never
shoebox
had
that has all of my old portable game system, my Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance SP, and Game Boy DS.
nice. Yeah, I have like 4 DSs. I would have 5, but I gave one when I was younger because my friend's broke, and I felt bad for him because it was all he had. So I gave him my DSi.
Oh,
That's nice.
good heart.
When I was in 6th or 7th grade, I forget. I think it was 6th grade. But I was in middle school, and at the time, he was like kind of a friend, but I traded my deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards to him for a Game Boy with Final Fantasy 2 or 3. I don't know. It was one of them. But then like the English and the Japanese versions, like the numbers were mixed up. So I don't even remember which version it was, but it was really cool. And then there was a kid on my bus like a week or so later that asked to borrow it. Me being the nice guy that I am, I let him borrow it, and then I never seen it again.
No.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's kind of odd to say, but my sister-in-law, right? That's correct. My brother's wife would be my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd. But anyways, I was looking, like, she has her office that has like a bunch of stuff in it, and I was looking for some kind of cable for my laptop, or like a USB or something. And she had like an original Nintendo licensed case that you would put your fat Game Boy in, like the first model, with like all the games and accessories and everything that came with it. And whenever I seen it, it was like coming across, like, imagine you're a Yiga and you come across like a pile of bananas. That's that's how it was for me. But yeah, I think we can move on to the next topic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Who wants to go?
Since I stole Tubes.
Okay. I had another backup, so.
Okay.
Also, just out of curiosity, did you have something about Metroid 4 that you were going to talk about, Jesse?
It was the leak that was on there. Why?
Oh, just because it's in the title of our podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually in our Google Doc. I could try and find the article though.
Uh-oh.
I think I still have it open over here. If my microphone would reach.
Bust.
Good tight.
Thank you.
This is what happens when you guys watch the not edited version of.
Woo!
Posted it in the
They
Discord.
love it. They know it.
Yeah. Do you guys see it in the Discord?
I see.
I do see.
That's so weird. Like I have a mouse right here and a mouse right here, and it's like there's the lap. I'm surrounded. There's like 4 monitors here. Like this is completely unnecessary, but it's what happens when. I'm talking about this is completely unnecessary, and Daniel has 2 N64 stacked on top of each other. So if anyone is unnecessary,
What's your point?
I was gonna say I
Your
saw
point
that.
is.
no, it's like
a little bit extra.
the Sega 32X thing, to where like you just like
Also have
put
2
the
of these
giant
here.
thing on top of it. Oh,
Because I got a second one. Someone bought me one of this guy right here for Christmas, but then I already have.
I remember
one
you
behind
saying
me,
that.
and I feel really guilty. I don't know what to do about it.
I
so.
have Link's Awakening on here that I was just doing live streams of.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
There's people on my Facebook that I'm friends with that posted pictures of like, oh, I got the NES Classic. I'm so excited, but it's like the knockoff thing that comes with like all of the NES games. So it has like hundreds and hundreds. And I'm like, no, don't.
That's the
Yeah.
typo.
Not gonna work well.
It's as bad as the people that like steal artwork from someone and then like print it on their shirt. Oh look, you can see the
a pirate.
you can see the rainbow.
Ooh.
Like there's no point to the LEDs because no one literally sees it.
Oh, you see it.
They say you see it, and it.
Alright.
Cute.
So who wants to take the Metroid thing? Or what were you gonna take, Tubes? You can take it.
Oh, well, this one's more interesting than the one that I was gonna do.
Okay. Do the thing.
I will do the Metroid thing.
And then
Woohoo.
if you
Okay.
the highlighted thing
Metroid.
is the
Yes,
how I was
yes,
gonna
yes,
start
yes.
all of it.
Yes. All right, so
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.